So, I look ridiculous. So I've had a wonderful time in Denver. I've been hanging out with David Isaoff and his family, who have been so kind, so generous, wonderfully turned out kids. You know, I took Jesse for his first driving lesson in a stick shift, so he can now be one of the very few American kids that said that his first stick shift lesson was in a right-hand drive, British plated car in Colorado. I mean, really? You know, I've been teaching Sammy some guitar, which has been good fun, and I've been on a hike, I've been to downtown, I've had a wonderful, wonderful time here. You know, and I can't thank David and his family enough for being so awesome. Heading up to Mount Rushmore now. It is really cold. It's just all of a sudden the temperature has plummeted. I'm now going north, and I've actually had to start using the heater, which you know, I wasn't expecting to have to do. So that's okay. I don't have to use the AC, which is nice. And you may notice from the image that I bought a couple more toys. I've got a fisheye lens. I've got another wide-angle lens here, and ready to roll your eyes. Got a selfie stick. So, but it should help with some of the filming, which should be good. Yeah, so looking forward to the drive, and I guess I'll see you guys in Mount Rushmore.
Making the long trip to South Dakota in what seemed like imported skies from home was something I hadn't planned on. I had been convinced by both my Colorado hosts, which I'm grateful for. A bonus, however, shortly into the trip, was seeing the sights for Brighton. I couldn't help myself and turned off to see how similar it was to home.
Alright, so I feel like I'm at the bottom of the A23. There's the sign, will be at the other side for the roundabout, which welcomes you to Brighton. So it says welcome to Brighton right there. I'd like to get a picture of that later. There we go. And there's a petrol station on the right as well. Oh my god. It's just like home. It really is. Alright, round we go. Under the A27 and straight into traffic on the other roundabout. Almost just like home. Okay, first time with the selfie stick, but there's a good reason for it because look where we are. We're in Brighton, which is fantastic. So that's where the car. Oh god, I've quite got the hang of the selfie stick thing yet. There we go. Okay, so we are in Brighton, which is where the car came from, and interested to be from one Brighton, England, to a Brighton, Colorado. How cool is that?
While having a bite to eat, I couldn't help but notice a Ford dealership across the way, in Brighton.
So I am going to see if I can talk to the manager at Ford in Brighton, and see if I can get a picture of the car under where it says Brighton Ford. So, but I should probably explain at this point that I'm actually from Brighton in Sussex in the UK, and I'm currently in Brighton, Colorado. I've just been to Brighton Ford in my Ford that was sold in Brighton, as I understand it, in the UK, and Ryan Long, who is a manager or somebody who works there, was very excited to see the car and gave me this cool hat, said it matches my license plate. Which was really kind of it. So Ryan, thank you so much. It was very nice to meet you guys, and yeah, I shall wear my Brighton Ford hat in my Brighton Ford Puma with pride.
I later learned the car was actually registered in Chelmsford in Essex, but one thing I could be sure about as I headed for the Colorado border, this was the first Puma to hit Wyoming.
Selfie stick! Okay, so I just turned off onto US 85, I think, off of I-25, and I'd got 4G going through Cheney, which was the big town as I got into Wyoming. And then as I turned onto 85, it said next service is 75 miles. And then I looked at my fuel gauge and I've got a quarter of a tank. Now, it will probably do 75 miles in a quarter of a tank, but it also, that my phone then had no service. It's not like I can call AAA either if I break down. So I'm just going to head back to Cheney and pick up some fuel and go from there. I think it's better safe than sorry, really, because I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun filming. Oh, look what happened to me. I got stuck in the middle of Wyoming with no service and no fuel, and now I can't call AAA and I've got to flag down cars. As exciting as that sounds, it would make great television. I don't want to do that because I don't have a film crew. I don't have anybody with me that can help me out. So I'm going to go back and get some food.
As I continued the long drive to South Dakota, I began thinking about the marvel of computer-aided design that made the Puma and cousin KA famous in the auto design world. They were indeed the first cars to be designed solely on a computer, and I began to wonder what else was new in the mid-90s. So I turned on Spotify and asked for 1997.
If you take a chance, unbreak my heart.
1997 continued to be my theme throughout the day as I headed north, but I did also take the time to try out some of my new equipment to film with. And if anyone's wondering, yes, I did strap an iPhone 5C to the side of the car, but it does look pretty good.
I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day.
Yeah, that's quite enough of that. Although I was still murdering 1997's finest, I was also taking in some of the most amazing colours around me as the sun began setting to my left, and then it hit me. I was driving through Wyoming in a Ford Puma that had carried me from Florida to Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Detroit, Illinois, and now I was here. What a car. What a car.
Oh, you fill my lungs with sweetness, and you fill my head with you.
I made some friends.
Shall I write it in a letter? Shall I try to get it down? Oh, you fill my head with pieces of a song I can't get out. Can I be close to you? Ooh.
It seems my Denver hospitality had not been left in Colorado, as my host David contacted me to tell me that he'd arranged a hotel for me in Hot Springs. Charmed and grateful, given that the temperature was anything but hot, I checked in for the night. David Isaoff, thank you.